Welcome to Roman to Yoga. I'm Casey and I'll be taking you through today's practice. Today we're going to focus on lengthening out the spine, and if you're interested in improving your posture, then keep watching. Press the big toes together, open the knees out, and lengthen the arms towards the top of your mat. Breathe in and out of your nose. Lift the left shoulder and lift the right shoulder. Press down into your mat and notice how this feels in your shoulders. Lengthen through the fingers and up through the arms. Keep the navel drawn in and up, and see if you can sink the hips a little bit deeper into your feet. Make your way onto the right hand side of the mat and gently press the left shoulder down. Make your way over to the left hand side of the mat and press your right shoulder down. Notice the side body stretch. Come to hands and knees. Firmly plant your hands into the ground, curl the toes under, and hover the knees, and set the hips back onto the heels. Curl the toes under, hover the knees, and lower the hips back onto the heels. Repeat this movement at your own breath's pace. Notice that you keep the feet active, the navel drawn in and up, and lengthen out the arms as you press back into child's pose. And breathe in and out of your nose. Hover the knees for a couple of breaths. Once you feel fatigued, lower the knees down and set back onto the heels. Lengthen the arms out, hover the knees, and lengthen out the legs long, and pedal out the feet. Place a bend in your left foot and your right foot, and pedal out the legs. Keep the navel tight. Hover the knees and set back into child's pose. Set this into motion. Hands and knees. Hover the knees. Lengthen out the legs into downward dog. Hands and knees, and set back into child's pose. I was taught that this is called the earth salutation. This salutation brings warmth and energy into the body. You can make this as easy or as difficult as you want. If you want to take it up a notch, just hover those knees and skip the ulola / movement. Step to the top of your mat, hinge at the hips, fold forward, press the hands firmly into the shins, and come to a flat back stretch. Lengthen out through the head and lower down and let the head hang heavy. Keep this pose active. Keep the navel engaged. Lift to a flat back stretch and lower, let the head hang heavy. Notice that you're hinging at the hips. Try to take the rounding of the spine out. If the spine is rounded, you need to bend the knees ever so slightly and then reach all the way down to the floor. That way you're getting the stretch in your hamstrings. Wiggle out the body. Press down and up. Notice if there's any sticky spots. Come to a flat back stretch and stand up tall. Keep your feet hip width distance apart, and lift and lower the arms to the sky. Notice that your fingers are lift and spread. As you inhale, bring the arms up, and as you exhale, lower the arms down. Breathe in and out of your nose. Come to the wall and stand up against the wall. Notice that your feet are hip width distance apart. As you inhale, bring the left arm to the wall, and as you exhale, bring the right arm to the wall. Set this into motion. Left arm, right arm, left arm, right arm. You don't have to keep up with me. Also, your arm does not have to straighten up fully against the wall. The wall is just for you to be aware of where you're at with your posture today. As you inhale, lengthen up both arms against the wall and lower them down by your sides. Notice how different this feels against the wall compared to when you first started. Pause as the arms lengthen out overhead. Lift and spread those fingers. Really lengthen out through the arms and lower the arms by your side. And once again, lift one arm up, lower that arm, and lift the other arm up. Notice any difference between the left and right arms. Bring the arms to the goalpost position. Take a look to your left and then look to your right and notice that your elbows line up with your shoulders, and feel the rotation in your neck. Bring the elbows together and place them back up against the wall. Breathe in and out of your nose and set this into motion at your own breath's pace. Keep that navel drawn in tight and soften all the muscles in your face. Come back to your mat and shake everything out. I know this can be a lot coming up against the wall. As you inhale, lengthen the arms up and place them into the goalpost position and lift the arms overhead and touch the elbows together behind your back. So lift, lengthen the arms up, exhale, lower the arms, and try to touch the elbows. You may not be able to touch the elbows today, but it's more of a visualization is putting yourself where you could be at someday. But meet yourself where you're at today. And showing up, you're here, you're already killing it. Shake out the upper half of your body, loosen everything up. Hinge forward at the hips, let the head hang heavy, press the hands into the shins, and come to a flat back stretch. Breathe in and out of your nose. Lower down. Press the hands firmly into the shins. Flat back stretch. Navel drawn in and up. Lower down. Shake out the upper half of the body while you're folded forward. Step back into plank and lower down onto your belly. Adjust your hair as necessary and place the tops of the feet back down into the mat. Place your hands by your elbows and begin to lengthen out the spine towards the ceiling. Curve the spine upward and lower down. Set this into motion. You don't have to come up all the way. If you only need to come up a few inches, that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at today. Now begin to hover the hands above the mat and notice that your lower half of the body is firmly planted down into the mat. I just want to disclose that mine isn't. I'm kind of shaken, and that's because this is really hard for me. But this is your practice, so notice what your body is doing. And nobody's perfect. Pause. Lower the face down, place the arms in the goalpost position, and draw the left knee in towards the left elbow. And just take a couple of breaths in and out. Let all that hard work you did sink in. If your mind has begun to wander outside this space, bring it back. Look over to your right and bring your right knee near your right elbow. And breathe in and out into this passive pose. Meet yourself where you're at today. Lengthen out the leg. Remember where you were at before. Lower the face down. Lengthen out the arms next to the body and lift and lower the upper half of the body. Notice how this feels as the arms are lengthened out along your sides. Lift the lower half of your body and hover ever so slightly and lower the entire body back down and lift and lower. Set this into motion at your own breath's pace. If you feel like your face is smashing down into the mat, you can lift and turn your head to the left, and then lift and turn your head to the right. Clasp behind your feet and kick your feet into the hands, and ever so slightly rock forward and back onto your belly. Notice how this feels. Pause. Lower the legs down, lower the arms down. Come to hands and knees. Swing the right arm out. Press the big toes together. Let the knees open out and lengthen out the arms through the top of the mat. Notice how this child's pose feels compared to the child's pose at the beginning of practice. Breathe in and out of your nose. Let the mind settle. Draw your attention to right here and right now. Lengthen out the right arm and thread it through the shoulder. Lengthen out the left arm towards the mat and notice that the hips are still into the air. Space between the left and right foot. Keep the toes activated. Engage the low belly. Soften the muscles of the face. Come to hands and knees. Swing the left arm out and thread it through the side body and lengthen out the right arm. Once again, notice that the feet aren't crashing into one another and the hips should be close to the ceiling. The hips are not rested down onto the feet. This should be an intense stretch for the upper half of your body. Come to hands and knees and find your way onto your back. Let the mind settle and soften for a few moments. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the hands. Come to a comfortable seated position. Place your head at heart center and always commend yourself taking time for you. Please like and subscribe and let me know your favorite posture improvement pose. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.